So before, I was very self-critical, very judgmental, and always striving for perfection, this to have a perfect life, to 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 always be on the up, always be positive. It was quite a deluded view, when I think of it now. Um, I was very judgmental of myself and therefore others. It was something that was bringing a lot of disharmony to my relationships. And I would come up with all sorts of solutions to try and get rid of the judgment. I must say, nothing really worked. And it was only until I discovered on this journey with Wholality that really what I was judging was my humanness. And when I realized that we are nature and we ebb and we flow, and there is this movement of energy, always moving, it made so much sense. So the judgment really fell away. It has significantly decreased because I was accepting myself as a human. I was accepting my human experience in all, in the highs, in the lows. Now it's more of an acceptance and an embracing of everything. There is an honoring now that I experience every day, even in the shitty experiences, even in the good times. There is an honoring of this experience as a whole, and there is an honoring of me as a whole person, as a whole being. Other people's moods as well. That was a struggle for me. Being affected by other people's moods. I was going crazy most of the time, thinking, so from a three principles perspective, my husband's bad mood cannot affect me. Right. So why is it still affecting me? And I would go round and round in circles. Every time he woke up in a bad mood, it was like, right, this is not affecting me. This is not affecting me, but it is affecting me. And then the judgment came again. That's eased off a hell of a lot. And so I judge him less. And that's been it's a game changer in our relationship. There's a lot more compassion in those closest relationships, and with my girls as well. Judging people for their mood is really not helpful, and that we can just allow people to express themselves a little more freely without taking it personally. That's also been a biggie. Wholality for me is finally a way of articulating the meaning of life and why we are here. I have been seeking the answer to those questions for as long as I can remember. I've dipped my toe in many, many modalities to find the answer to the meaning of life. And it might sound a bit far-fetched, but Wholality is. It really answers the biggest questions anyone can have about our purpose here and why we're here. For me, that's it. It has allowed me to articulate how our experience of life works and how we, as entangled as we are in this energetic field, how we are all one, we are all connected. It's given me the language to articulate that. So the biggest benefit working with people, coaching my clients, I coach workshops, groups, I facilitate, and I have one-to-one coaching clients as well. And the biggest shift working with people has been, so before I was all about trying to get my clients to understand what I understood. It was very much okay, I can see what it is that they're lacking and that they're missing in their understanding. Um, and for me, it was from a three principles perspective. So it was always a case of, well, now I can see that they're not quite feeling fulfilled in their relationship because they're not understanding how their thinking is creating their experience of their relationship. And so I would zone in on what I thought was the problem. And that was, well, compared to how it is now, I just see everyone as a unique, amazing, beautiful human. I mean, that's the only thing that I show up and want to do now. Like that, I am moved to just really see them. I feel quieter when I'm in that space. A lot less is on my mind. I can listen without all of that going on, that interference. And I'm really able to connect with my clients. It's that feeling of coaching, it's that facilitation process has become so much easeful, more easeful, if that's a word. The major thing that stands Wholality apart is the oneness. There is no splitting, it's all one. And Wholality has given me the words to be able to articulate that and to come from that during my coaching and in my relationships. And there is a unity in my practice now because Polarity's helped me to really embrace whatever shows up at that time. And there's less judgment again. And then being a yoga teacher and then coming into the three principles, there was a there was an understanding that I needn't bother with all of the yoga practice. If I have this understanding behind the three principles, there is no need to meditate or do yoga. So there was a split there between the mind and the body. And I really missed that. I really missed working with my body to find that unity. Um, so of course now I'm elated because I can be in my practice, I can be in yoga, and I know that it is medicine for for the whole of me, because there is no splitting. You can't disconnect the head from the body. Yeah, Holality's helped me really enjoy any practice, any practice, be it dance, be it any type of movement. But everything, we are connected. This is from top to bottom and bottom up. There's no splitting of us. You can't do it. You can't do one without the other. Polarities help a unification going on more and more in my yoga practice. I'm listening more than ever, and I'm a yoga teacher. I thought I did that. I'm listening to my body now. I'm actually feeling into every sensation that arises. I'm allowing it, I'm honoring my body to speak to me, to be open for that guidance. Is it's it's changed my yoga practice for me personally. There is a deepening awareness of the transition of postures. There is an aliveness to my practice. The shift has been a deepening of an aliveness. And how I bring this language to my practice as well. I've I've noticed I've noticed a deepening of my students' practice too, just with that shift of language to bringing, yeah, I guess it's a wholeness to the practice, feeling the physical elements as well as the energetic. The major breakthrough for me has been really understanding that we are energetic matter. We are we are so connected to nature. We are entirely entangled in it. And I've always been in awe of this beautiful planet. I have always been in love with the snowflakes and the sunrises and sunsets. And I've traveled to many countries, and I've always been in love with nature. And for the first time, I I can pour all of that love and appreciation into myself, because we are one with nature, even cats. Um, yeah. So seeing that we ebb and flow just like nature, I mean, it all makes so much sense. And it's so easy to get, that's so easy to understand how intrinsically connected we all are. Like, that's not rocket science. It's so simple. And I needn't worry about the leaves falling from the trees. And I needn't worry about my own movement of energy when it's slower or faster. It's all cycling, it's all moving, and it's all okay. I'm noticing that really the most important part of creation is to cultivate my heart's longing, and really understand and come from a place of love and authenticity. Um, and whatever will follow from that will form my programs, will attract the right people. So there's less on the planning and the need to have it all right before I move forward. There is so much faith and trust to be had in knowing that we are entangled with everything. Because when we come from a place of authenticity and love, for sure, Wholality's drawn that out of me. It all comes back to, again, that having compassion for myself, and less judgment. Because when we have less judgment on ourselves for for not taking certain action or not being in the certain headspace, it makes creation a lot easier. Okay, so the major thing that stands Wholality apart is the oneness. There is no hierarchy. There is no splitting. I think you said it once, you can't split God. It's it's all one. And Wholality has given me the words to be able to articulate that, and to come from that during my coaching and in my relationships. And I really hated the feeling of this spiritual snobbery. If it feels like you know more and you have an understanding that they don't, I'm sorry, it's not it's not the fundamental truth. And Wholality, it is the answer to oneness. It really is. And I know when I feel the often the those habitual responses that come up, I sense them coming up when I feel that snobbery, and I feel that, and it's like, it's okay, I recognize that, and it falls away. And again, falling away of judgment of others. It's so much easier to navigate things when you feel connected, and when you feel a deep resonance with all our brothers and sisters here on this planet. You know, that there's nowhere else to go but the enjoyment of that. As for the initial cost of this program, I have been there. I questioned and questioned and questioned. Can I afford this? Is this going to be worth it? But honestly, now that I am nearly at the end of the program, I can honestly say that it's one of the best things I've ever spent my money on. And there's two reasons for that. It has deeply transformed my relationships and the compassion that I have for my husband, myself, and my children. Um, you just can't put a price on that. Second of all, from a business perspective, I know that I will recoup this money. There is absolutely no doubt I have. I know that I will, as a result of doing Wholality, I will be able to ignite a different type of passion in others and see others in a completely different, holistic way. And it's transformed me as a yoga practitioner. So on all those levels, I cannot recommend it enough. I guess one of the highlights of doing this program is the people. I've formed amazing connections with everyone on the course, and I know they're friends for life. So it's more than just a program that will allow you to have more love for yourself and humanity. It's a program that you will literally fall in love with those that attend, because people's paths cross for a very good reason. And for anyone that sees the truth and the beauty in Wholality, will have binding relationships that will last them a lifetime. So